We've got basketball action from New Orleans, Louisiana, home of the Pelicans, here on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan along with Tim Legler and Greg Anthony. And our reporter on the sideline tonight, Allie LaForce. Last game for the Pelicans, they ended up losing to Philadelphia. It's out of bounds. Last touch by O'Neal. Here's Bay. Edgecombe with the steal. Curry fires from way outside. Al Horford with the rebound. Here's Murray, and the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Greg, no secret that these teams don't like each other. Could things get a little chippy tonight?
It would not surprise me at all, Kevin. These teams, not only fierce rivals, but there's a little bit of animosity for one another. Throw in the fact that both these teams play in the same conference. Yeah, I'd say the spirits might be high tonight.
And it's the Warriors with the ball. New Orleans knocking down that triple moments ago. Here's Curry. Finds the bottom of the bucket from 13 feet out.
Just shows you how impressive Curry's shooting ability is, that he can adjust for any distance.
Bay sets a screen. Six on the shot clock. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. And the basket by West.
I mean, that's what I'd call the prototype. When you talk about catching and shooting, West squares those shoulders, elbow in perfect alignment. Money.
Now, here's George. And now, running up the court, West pushing it up. Pass to Bay. Murray with it. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game.
Wow, Murray really taking off right there, playing over the top of the defense.
Well, you won't find many point guards with better physical tools, Tim, than DeJounte Murray.
Look, Kevin, he's 6'4" with a 6'10" wingspan. That makes him disruptive defensively, and he is more than capable on the other end.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
And we knew coming into this game, we expected him to be very involved early.
To the inside. About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter.
Personal foul. First team foul. Warriors substitution.
And so here is Golden State. They trail by 1.
2 minutes remaining.
5 on the clock. Golden State needs to get off a shot. Green, the screen, and the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. And so Steve Kerr decides to call a timeout. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy. .146 left here in the first quarter. Pass to Bay. Now here's Murray. Back to Bay. The three. The rebound by Paul George. And it's Golden State's ball. Now Curry. He takes it in. Does not score with that shot. It's his second miss against 2 made shots. Tim, some forget, prior to the success of Stephen Curry, the Warriors were not considered a top-tier franchise.
Well, before he arrived in 2009, this was one of the lowest all-time winning percentages. But they have built a dynasty, and they are now considered one of the most valuable franchises in all of sports.
Here's Edgecombe. And the Pelicans picked up 3 with their last shot. Up top, Curry. Over Murray. And the Warriors miss again.
Well, he got the shot he loves, and the defense should honestly be relieved. He didn't punish them for being a little bit soft there in the mid-range.
Bay sets a screen. 6 to shoot. Out left to the wing. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. 5 points in the game.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Outside Curry. For Murray. Another miss by Curry. Edgecombe with the steal. And so it's New Orleans with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. Their defense has been terrific in this game. We'll return short. And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And taking a look at the Pelicans' performance here, guys, what are your thoughts?
Well, their effort on the defensive end has set the tone for this game.
They've been active, they've been disruptive, but now the question is, can they maintain this level of intensity?
And that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, and that's the effectiveness of the two-man game right there.
And they call an illegal screen here.
So that's going to draw a whistle every time down the floor. Not even close to being a legal screen.
Well, my feeling is you just want to make sure it's called consistently both ways.
And we see Brandon Podziemski. He's been a valuable player, Tim, since his first day in the NBA.
Yeah, Kevin, he's just the type of guy every team could use. He's a winner, high IQ, a hustle player who connects the game, and he can hit shots from deep.
Back to West. And a miss there on the triple. The Warriors trail. Podziemski with it. He's picked up by Lopez. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. There's a screen at the top of the key. Curry shoots the 3. Jordan. And there's Jordan putting it right back in. Jordan's got his second basket of the game.
One thing never changes in the NBA. Jordan will always be there among the top offensive rebounders in the league.
Here's Lopez. Makes it off the glass. Lopez has got his first points of the game.
A point-blank range. That is too easy.
Here's Podziemski. Still without a basket. Outside Curry. Over West. Out to Payton. Pass to Curry. To the middle. Here's George. And George with the stuff.
And that's why it's so tough trying to defend Curry in pick and rolls. When you think he's looking to score, he can find a teammate with the pass.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
And so Steve Kerr decides to call a timeout. Coach needs a moment to talk things over. Different look here for the Warriors. Tim, one thing about the NBA, there is never a shortage of exciting young players to watch and cover. Who are you excited about in watching them grow and take it from this point forward?
Well, I love 2 big lead guards. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Cade Cunningham certainly come to mind. Both of those guys are established stars in this league, and yet there is still so much more they can add to their games. The sky is the limit.
And they seem to have the right attitude. Am I right in your assessment?
They are guys that everybody wants to play with. They're mature as leaders as well.
Shot clock at 6. Shaq with the screen. Pass to Edgecombe. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Edgecombe's got the lead up to 2 now for the Warriors.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
And here is Moody. Drops in the tray. Moody's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. We've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
And guys, I think each team knows they can win this game. Just a matter who can catch that momentum.
And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Green, the screen. Here is Podziemski. He gets it in there. And the Warriors lead by 1.
Well, they're trying to take command of this game, but it's been competitive so far.
We see this in the NBA all the time. It is very difficult to keep a lead in this league.
Let's check in now with our Allie LaForce, who's got a story for us. Allie?
Thanks. The Warriors are trying to maximize what Steph Curry has left. Coach Kerr said, quote, "What we're watching with Steph is one of the greatest artists of all time in his twilight. What can we do to give him the best chance to perform, to make the game easier for him?" That's where we are. Back to you, Kevin.
Looking to stay in the mix. Allie, we thank you very much. Driving in. Outside, Horford. O'Neal with the rebound.
Yeah, so many times we will see shooters of any caliber miss that wide open three.
And so Steve Kerr decides to call a timeout. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. The Warriors leading. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Curry looking around. Shoots over Poole. Curry, that's good. Curry's got 4 points this quarter.
It really turned it around here in the second quarter after shooting less than 40% from the field in the first.
Nice job that time by Poole, reading the floor and finding the open scorer. He recognized where the defense was compromised.
Podziemski with it. A 3. Oh, Curry, so accurate from three-point range.
He's an absolute beast to deal with for the defense. Sometimes he can even leave you feeling helpless.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Warriors ahead. They lead by 3. From New Orleans, back in a moment. And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Warriors leading by 3. Now Edgecombe. 3-pointer. And the Warriors, another 3.
Well, defending Curry before he catches the ball is so important. He's got such a quick release.
Greg, we know something every scout liked about VJ Edgecombe was his raw physical ability.
Yeah, many felt he was already NBA ready in terms of his physique. He's fast, he's strong, and he can just leap out of the gym. No waiting for him to fill out. This guy is ready to go.
Jimmy West. Second personal foul. First team foul.
Outside Curry. Over West. And it falls over the rim and in. And now an 8-point Warrior lead.
And we've seen this so many times. A hot start by Curry. And once he gets rolling like this, there's not much the defense can do.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Shoots it, and the Warriors tack on 2 more.
Well, his team is up, and he's a big reason why. And it's a little easier to shoot when you know you've got an advantage on the scoreboard.
Inside. And the rebound goes to the Warriors.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Here's Edgecombe. It's tipped. It's stolen by West. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession. And so Steve Kerr decides to call a timeout. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline.
And coaches looking to seize every advantage, maximize every possession.
Adjustments are everything in this league, and you need to maximize your time to make those adjustments.
Here's Podziemski. Outside Curry. Jordan the screen. Shot from the wing. And the Warriors miss again. Pelicans trailed by 8 to the left side wing. Again, New Orleans turns it over.
Golden State ball.
So it's the Warriors now. They've only allowed 2 points so far here in the second half. Here's Curry, and it's sent back by Horford.
And still capable of being your defensive anchor. Horford is excellent at positioning himself to block shots.
Chalk up 2 there. 10 points for him.
When he's had the opportunities, he's scored the ball, but they need more from him.
Podziemski with it. Outside Curry. Fires the 3. Hands it from downtown. Curry's got the lead up to 9 now for the Warriors.
Yeah, D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond. And battling hard on the glass, they hold the advantage here so far.
From out on the wing, he knocks it down. And now an 11-point Warrior lead. And Greg, the way the floor is spaced now, how much would you enjoy playing in this current environment?
I'm lacing up my kicks as you say that. It would have been a lot of fun. But not only do you have more room to operate, defenders practically, they can't touch you.
Payton, right side. Jordan, the screen. Shot clock at 5. Baseline Jay on the way. Bucket is good. And that's now 25 points for Stephen Curry.
Well, just keep feeding him. He has been lights out.
New Orleans moving it around. West with the ball. George picks him up. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pelicans will retain possession.
A split second late, but almost came up with a steal there.
And regardless, it's great effort. You love to see that kind of hustle on defense.
Here's Spears. We've got 33 seconds left in the third. That's tipped and stolen by Jordan. Podziemski on the wing. Outside Curry. Screen by Jordan. Clock at 6. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Well, you want to stop Steph in the 2-man game, but he's so smart. He'll get others involved.
And Murray, here we go. The wide open, what a play. Simply drains it in at the buzzer.
Ringing the bell. That's the way to close the quarter.
And with the clock almost at 0.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Pelicans trailed by 10. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
And this is like another case of Murphy's Law right now, and it's been their own doing, really, just like we saw there.
Here's Curry. Green, the screen. Out to the wing. Pass to Jordan. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Edgecombe. And the shot goes in. Edgecombe's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth to the Warriors. Now Moody, and stolen by Jordan. Curry is inside. Rebound by Murray. A wide open look here for Fears. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Fears has got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the Pelicans. Pass to Curry. 18 feet out, and he drops that one in. Curry's got 27 points.
On the offensive end, Curry both prolific and efficient.
Now Fears. McGowan's. And another three for New Orleans.
Their third three-pointer in a row.
Pass to Curry. To the paint. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. One of the best defenders of his generation. Tim, do you think Draymond Green will be a surefire Hall of Famer?
Well, he's a former Defensive Player of the Year, and not to mention a key contributor on 4 Warriors championship teams. Kevin, he will be in the Hall of Fame, no question.
And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
And we've got a timeout called by Steve Kerr. He has decided it's the right time to talk. Right now, let's take a second to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
I was able to listen in on what Steve Kerr had to say to the team. He told his guys, quote, "Do not get complacent. No coasting to the finish line here. Stay on the gas, keep the energy up, and close it out." Coach doesn't just want them to hang on to this lead. He wants them to extend it.
All right, Allie, thanks. Down he goes for 3.
12 straight points off of three-pointers, and the D looks shell-shocked.
Jerry West. Third personal foul. Second team foul.
Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the 4th. It's good!
And that is killer instinct, just continuing to pile it on.
Lopez a screen. West with the ball. He's picked up by O'Neal. Left side, West. Cleared away by George. Warriors leading by 9. Screen by O'Neal. And an intentional foul right there. It's stolen by West. And a fast break now for the Pelicans.
Two minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
He drops the first one, and that brings them within 8. And good on the second, so he makes them both. And it's Curry with the ball, bringing it up for the Warriors. They double-team Curry. Here's Green. Now O'Neal. And it misses. 1:36 left in the 4th. Plays it in off the window.
That is a huge shot by Murray when his team needed it most. He just loves these moments.
Curry. Horford pulls it down.
Yeah, he probably shouldn't have taken that shot there. The defensive attention was all over.
West outside. 5 to shoot. Now Horford. Oh, the dunk!
And why not go to Horford? Big Al has played in so many big games, not intimidated by the moment.
Outside O'Neal. Now Curry. They double-team Curry. Here's Green. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
Well, I think that was a product of the pressure. Take your eye off the ball for just a second, and it can lead to a turnover.
Now Horford. And he hits the jumper.
That is world class.
What a huge shot at this point in the game.
3-second difference between shot clock and game. Here's Esco. Here's Curry. They double-team Curry. For 3. That does not go. And so James Borrego decides to call timeout. He's ready to talk things through with them. Well, given the scenario here, how do you approach this next possession?
And guys, it all comes down to this. One shot to win the game. They have just enough time to run a play that'll lead to a catch and shoot here on the inbound. Maybe one quick pass and then get it out.
Substitution on the court.
For the win! So it's a narrow victory for the Warriors, pulling out the W. This win, such a tremendous emotional boost for them.
Really an accomplishment and crazy finish to take a road game like this and simply deflate an entire building.
And that about wraps it up.